So I read that and I say, Judas, you can't walk with Jesus that long and do what you did, can you? And then I read the news and I say, well. Paul explains to us a little bit of how Satan and sin work together. Let me read you a passage that has been more illuminating to me than any other passage about how the influence of Satan and my own sin conspire. It's Ephesians 2. I'll just read it to you. You can mark it down and look at it later. Ephesians 2, 1-3 goes like this. And you were dead, talking to me and you were dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked. So our sins, our trespasses, we're doing this stuff, we're feeling this stuff, thinking this stuff, following the course of this world, following the prince of the power of the air. Notice the connection between my sin and his leadership. It's my sin, and I'm following him. I may not even know I'm following him. He's just beating the drum, and everything in me likes that rhythm. The spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, whom we all once, among whom we all once lived, in the passions of our flesh. There it is again, that's me, that's not him. In the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of the body and of the mind, and we're by nature children of wrath like the rest of mankind. So when you think about Satan coming into Judas, don't think, oh, poor Judas. Dead in our sins, walking in passions of the flesh, fulfilling the desires of the body, and therefore following the prince of the power of the air. Satan does not take innocent people captive. There are no innocent people. Satan has power where sinful passions hold sway. Judas was a lover of money, not Jesus. And he covered it. Be aware of this. Oh, this is a warning to Bethlehem, people in the world we live, and because of who we are. He covered it with a phony external relationship with Jesus, and then he sold him for 30 pieces of silver. And everybody watching Judas cast out demons thought he was saved. He sent them all out 2 by 2. They all came back, power in their hands. And Jesus looked at him and said, don't rejoice that you got power. Rejoice that your names are in heaven. You wonder if he glanced at Judas. His name wasn't written there. He was a son of destruction. So, Bethlehem, how many of Judas' tribe are there still here today? Don't be one. I just beg of you. Don't be one, and don't be duped by one. Second question. Why would Satan do this? Doesn't he know this is suicide? Doesn't he know he's going to be undone? He's going to be destroyed. The cross and the resurrection are the breaking of the back of Satan. They're the defanging of Satan. They are the decisive battle that enables him finally to be thrown into the lake of fire. Doesn't he know this? I think he knew it. Why do I think he knew it? I think he knew it for these couple of reasons. When you see Jesus come on the scene in the front end of the Gospels, he hits Satan immediately. Bang! What is Satan's tactic immediately in the wilderness? Turn stones to bread. You're the Son of God. Use your power to escape hunger. Jump off the temple. Angels will catch you. Demonstrate your power. You'll get a following. Bow down to me. You can rule the world. Interpretation. Whatever you do, don't die. Whatever you do, don't suffer. Whatever you do, don't use your power to lay your life down. That's the way Satan began to work. There's one other little clue. You remember the time that Jesus predicted that he was going to be handed over to the elders and the chief priests and be killed, and Peter, big mouth, shoot from the hip, ready, fire, aim, Peter, said, I'll just read it, "Far be it from you, Lord, this will never happen to you." To which Jesus was not gentle. And the words he used are very significant. He said, "Get behind me, Satan." Lighten up, right? This is Peter. This is personality. No. You tell me this will never happen to me, this death? Get behind me, Satan. That's what Satan wants. So what happened? What's going on in Luke 22:3? Satan enters into Judas. Well, the Bible does not tell us what happened. It doesn't tell us. So I'm going to guess. All right? This is Piper's attempt to draw some inferences from the data, and may not be the case. I don't know what's going on in Satan's head. I'm not real eager to get in there and find out. But I conclude that Satan saw his efforts to divert Jesus from the cross failing. Over and over again, Jesus sets his face like flint to die. No matter what Satan does, Jesus is resolute, and there comes a point where he knows, I can't stop this. Now, what would you do if you were the arch evil person and your first strategy aborts? I can't stop this. Here's what I would do. I think I'm like Satan in this regard. I'd try to make it as bad as possible. And I think that's what he's doing. If I can't keep him from dying, I'll make his death. I'll make it through betrayal. I'll make it through abandonment of his disciples. I'll make it through the denial of Peter. Do you remember the little princess here? Remember Luke 22? Jesus looks at Peter and says, Satan demanded to have you that he might sift you like wheat. It's Peter. Satan meant to have you, Peter, but I prayed for you. When you turn, strengthen your brethren. Satan wanted Peter down. He wanted all the disciples scattered. And he wanted that lash to be as hard as it could be, and the nails to be as rusty as they could be, and the death to be as slow as it could be. If he can't stop it, he'll make it horrible, emotionally horrible, relationally horrible, physically horrible. I think that probably is what happened. So that's my answer to the question, what's going on with Satan's reversal? This is insane. And just know, I mean, this is another little spin-off for your practical life. Satanic temptation is irrational. We deal with people walking away from marriages, kids doing stuff, breaking their parents' heart, and you try to reason, it's totally unreasonable. There is no rationality. They will look in your eyes like a deer in the headlights and speak gibberish when it comes to truth. Satan is irrational. He's insane. If we just saw clearly, this is why truth is the main weapon in the Christian life. Satan's a deceiver. He's a liar. And at the key points of his worst action, he's irrationally, insanely evil.